Covering Killeen, Woodway, and all of Central Texas. This is Fox 44 News at 6.
Welcome back. It's Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and we're learning all about the Korean wave.
That's right. It's K everything right now, and I spoke with two experts in and out of the classroom about the rise of Korean culture in the U.S.
If you haven't ridden the K-wave yet, it might just be time to hop on board. From critically acclaimed Korean movies like Parasite and Minari, a recent $2.5 billion investment on K-dramas by Netflix, to the demand for K-beauty and skincare, and the global phenomenon that is K-pop. K-everything is red hot. And Korean-American actors in Hollywood like Sandra Oh, Ken Jeong, Randall Park, and Daniel Dae Kim are riding the crest of the Hallyu wave. Nancy Kim is a K-pop translator who has worked as a middle person between the Korean crews and the U.S. groups.
I think the Hallyu wave started maybe like 20 years ago.
Visiting assistant professor of the Department of History at Texas A&M University, Rachel Lim believes it dates back even farther than that.
In some ways, it seems like the export of culture came out of nowhere, but really South Korea's whole history from the ashes of the Korean War has been built on a mentality of exporting, of using exports in order to grow.
In 2012, rapper Psy broke the internet with Gangnam Style, the smash hit that sent Korean culture global and got the world dancing.
Oppan Gangnam Style.
It was the first ever YouTube video to reach 1 billion views. A Korean opened up the floodgates.
And I think that the fact that Psy was such a huge hit and was, in fact, as you mentioned, the biggest hit that brought K-pop into global consciousness shows that in some ways consumption is very hard to predict.
K-pop first emerged in the 90s.
First generation wasn't global. It was mostly like Korean Americans who knew about like first gen K-pop idols. When I was like in middle school, I used to talk about HOT to my non-Korean fans and they would just like look at me crazy. And now if I talk about BTS or Blackpink, like everybody knows about it. You know, and I'm not like the weird one.
K-pop, now in its third and fourth gen, is synonymous with being cool.
I actually think the story actually has less to do with all of a sudden South Korea is producing cooler things than it has to do with the fact that Americans of the world are more ready to consume it.
Everybody is like shocked to see like the amount of talent, but I'm like, no, dude, we've been talented. It's just you're seeing it now. You know what I mean?
So how does South Korea pump out K-pop idols in an almost factory-like manner?
There are reality television shows like Superstar K where young trainees will compete to be able to be formed into a band that will then debut.
But it's a tough world. It's like not everyone, just because you want to be a K-pop idol, like you can't do it.
In my follow-up story next Tuesday, we dive deeper into the rage of K-pop and what exactly it takes to be a K-pop star. Plus, we even introduce you to some local K-pop fanatics.
Tonight on News Nation,